Greetings and welcome fellow YouTubers out there. This week we did a little bit more work on our Pistol Whip series. We chilled out in a frightening Affected the Manor and also get totally witness in Five Nights at Freddy's. All that coming up, and a 6 PM curfew issued to men. Coming up on this week's weekly update. Okay, first off, let's just have a look at that. Let's go down to the reality here. Earlier on this week, a terrible incident happened where a woman that was walking home, a 35-year-old woman, was walking home late at night and she got kidnapped and murdered and discovered later. Now, unfortunately, this isn't an uncommon thing. But as this happened right alongside, I mean, some people are thinking that it's quite ironically that happens alongside of Women Appreciation Week, that people have started to use this as a catalyst of a major outcry. I mean, we've got the whole Black Lives Matter happening all over again with Women's Lives Matter. And to top it off, the actual suspect killer is a police officer. Yay! So now what people are calling for is for, say, a 6 PM curfew for men. So to help women stay safe out on the street, for the men to have a 6 PM curfew. And I'm thinking, well, if you do that, it's going to cause riots. It's going to cause problems. Firstly, the whole point of this is to protect people from outlaws. But if you're going to outlaw people walking on the street at night, then only outlaws will be walking on the street at night. Yeah, so if a woman's walking home, the only person that's supposed to be enforcing that law would be, say, police officers. And who's the prime suspect of actually doing the murder in the first place? It was a police officer. So, yeah, I don't really know too much of the details about what happened. Apparently that there was an event of social gatherings and people were called, police officers were called to the site to disperse them, saying because of COVID you're not supposed to be gathering together, and this woman was with a friend. I'm not saying this is okay or anything like that, but I'm just I really don't know what was actually going on through that situation. Why would it be in the case that a police officer had to abduct and kill an innocent woman? I have no idea what was going on there. And apparently there was another female officer that was with him at that time that is now under suspicion of assisting. Hey ho, that's yeah. How do I personally think about this? It is a good question. How do I personally feel about all of this? Well, I myself have a completely different thought and attitude against all this as to other people. Firstly, when the lockdowns came out and I was told, look, you need to stay at home. You need to stay at home. Don't go out do anything. I thought, great. I've got everything I need at home. I have no need to go outside. I've got everything that I want to do here, and the less interaction I have with other people, the better. So, yay, I was all for it. And now but this 6 PM curfew is going to piss a lot of people off here. A lot of boys and girls, because, as I say, a lot of things happen at night. Nighttime is where the activity is, such as like Friday nights down at the nightclubs. Okay, We might not get that now during COVID and social distancing and everything, but when things do finally go back to normal, you're going to have people wanting to go out on dates, going down out clubbing, going on the pool, and all the wonderful stuff that guys and girls wants to get on with at night time, especially on a Friday night. Now, if you tell people that their basic human right of going out and having a good time is cancelled and you can't do that, you are going to have riots on your hands. You're going to have people crowding down the streets, burning buildings. I mean, it will be like the London's burning riots that was a couple of years back, when basically everyone was all pissed off and annoyed for some reason or another. They had gangs that were basically firebombing shops and then looting them, and people graffitiing London's burning all over bridges. I even saw those graffitis in my bridges, in my areas where I was living as well. We are going to have a repeat of that coming up soon, if this thing is allowed to continue, if this thing goes on. And I tell you what, I will be right there in the middle of the right in the middle of the virus, sorry, in the middle of the riots, with my camera. I'll have like a 360 camera on my head and this little thing here in my hand, like trying to record it all. And yeah, it's all going to be all fun times. So yeah, I'll tell you what, guys, put that 6 PM curfew on, let the riots happen, and let me film London burning down so I can bring it live to you on YouTube. Yeah, so that's my point of view on this. I don't really care too much either which way, because at the end of the day I finish sometimes I finish work at 5, and if I get home, I sometimes might get home just after 6. But I don't really care about going out after that. If anything, I might need to go out and get some like food from the shops, which is just around the corner, but I'm sure food shopping will be fine. But yeah, we won't be able to do things like go out on dates or go out to a nice restaurant in the evening or just have fun. But and I'm sure a lot of people have a problem with that. Anyway, sorry, that was just something I wanted to get off my chest, because it seems to be playing its role at the moment in the current societies. But let's talk, what was we doing on the channel to keep up to date with things? Now, firstly, over on Monday and Tuesday, I was working on more of the videos for Pistol Whip. Now, last week I managed to get through the entire series of, or the standard basic series of Pistol Whip, which is I think 10, which was 10 songs in total. Each one of those songs I was wearing like these arm weights, because it was really a really big workout, so I had to do 5 in each day, and basically wearing these arm weights was a real challenge. But now we've got down to the 2 DLCs. One of them is the DLC of Reloaded. I think there was about 4 in there, and 3 in Heartbreak, which is the second DLC. But the way that these are going, unfortunately, there was just so much, so many targets to shoot, and so much going on inside a lot of these DLCs, that it became quite impossible for me to be wearing these weights. Sorry, bring it over again. Because when I'm wearing these, my hands turn into, I know it sounds weird, but it sounds like hammers, actual weapons. And now, whilst I'm like swinging my hands around with like these weights behind them, I start punching holes in walls, destroying the cabinets, and also knocking over my lamps, because there was just like so much that was going on inside the game. Because like 20 people like popped up at one time. I had to like start swinging around wildly, and then knocking all the equipment around, and it became literally impossible for me to actually play the game whilst wearing these weights. I mean, I did like try 1 or 2 without the weights and then go back on. But in the overall end, I had to just say, no, okay, for these new levels, we're going to have to stop using the weights just for these levels. Because I was just doing too much damage to the surrounding area, and yeah, and I don't want to destroy my home just yet, whilst just for the sake of making a couple of videos. And the last video that I was attempting to do was the campaign. Now the campaign actually looks really good. I mean, it's really well designed and thought out. For Pistol Whip, that is. Probably not for other games, but for Pistol Whip, I kind of liked it. I was pleasantly surprised when I started playing this. However, I was not as pleasantly surprised when my headset decided to overheat, burn down, and crash on me. So, yeah, I kind of left it after that. So that was at the end of Tuesday. I started going through one of the campaigns, almost halfway through it, and then it like stopped working, and I thought, this is why I hate updates, because each update that happens on my headset makes it slower and slower and slower. I swear, when I first bought the Oculus Quest, it was almost instant turning it on. But now, after you've had so many updates and updates and updates of updates and updates and new updates, now when I turn it on, I basically turn it on, leave it in a corner and come back 10 minutes later and it's still not booted up yet, because it can take a while for anything to happen, and the actual UI is now slow and it is buggy. I didn't have any of this like when it started. But however, now there is a nice new quest that's out in the store, quest number 2. So I wonder if that's a little bit of a coincidence. That's another video that I've done, like my conspiracy of updates. It's false obsolescence to make you purposely try and get the latest things. I mean, I've seen it on my like iPad and iPhone, but basically after iOS 5.0 on my iPhone, I lost a lot of applications, and each update, each update like 5.1, 4, not 6, iOS 7, iOS 8, 9, 10, each one just slows your phone or your device up just a little bit, a tiny bit. And then before you know it, you can't use it anymore, and you have to get out the nice new latest greatest £900 version that's currently out in store. And so, when I got this was faster, it was supreme. Oh, that's because it was like back then, but now it's now everything's, I tell you what, if you ever get a new device, you always admire how fast and how fast it is, but you don't. But when it comes down like 5-10 years down the line, when they want to sell their next latest model, you start realizing how slow it is. How comes it goes from the fastest thing ever to like the slowest thing ever? Updates. It slows them down on purpose, I'm sure of it. But that's my little conspiracy. What was we talking about? Pistol Whip. Oh yeah, talking about Pistol Whip. As I said, I've only got like the campaign left, so next Monday I'll finish off doing the campaign. Hopefully my headset won't crash on me. Hopefully that won't crash on me, and then I can carry on and finish the entire campaign. And Tuesday, if I have finished the campaign, I will then do the video editing and try and see if I can start getting those videos uploaded. So that will at least last us a good couple of months. The videos I will do as one video per week every Wednesday. So those videos will be going up on Wednesday once they're done. Okay, so what did we do on, say, Wednesday, Thursday? I can't remember what we did on Wednesday. I'm sure we did something on Wednesday. I know that we chilled out. We did a couple of chill out videos on Thursday and Friday. Now, when I do the chill out videos, it's basically me just putting on the VR headset and hitting the broadcast button on the controller. Now, when I do these chill out videos, they're not all that. It doesn't look professional. I mean, because people don't get the thumbnail that I put up. I don't have a I don't have like a detailed description in the description. There's no tags or anything like that, and there's not that like 6 minutes at the beginning to get used to it. But on the plus side, I can actually see what people were saying. So it's good to have the chill outs, because when those happen, I can actually interact with the community. So when people are talking to me, I can see that comes up on my display. And another good thing about doing the chill outs is that I'm just pressing a button and away it goes. I don't need to do like the entire hour setup beforehand, because when I do it the more professional way, I have to set up the OBS cameras. I have to set up the OBS software on the computer. Look for a thumbnail, put that into the intro splash screen. Then set up then I have to set up the stream capture on YouTube. Write out the description, write out do the tags, put the thumbnail into there, and then I've got to make sure the camera works and the microphone, because I've got to connect up the microphone. And once the microphone and camera works, I then got to do a couple of test edits just to make sure it's all going good. And then when it's all going good and everything's okay, I then put on the VR headset and then adjust the camera for the VR headset to make sure that's working. Clear up the room, because no one wants to see the style of a room that I keep at the moment. And yeah, and then whenever I think that things are good, I start off the live stream for about 6 minutes, which is like the 6 minutes splash screen you get at the start, and just to make sure and check everything's else okay, that I can get YouTube up. So yeah, when I do it professionally like that, it is a bit of a setup, a bit of a hassle. I have to set it up like 1 hour beforehand at least. But when I do the chill outs, it's none of that. I don't have any of that. I just put the headset on, press the button, and just start talking to the community. And I kind of like it when it's like that and relaxing. It's not professional, no, I agree. And I might have to do some post-stream edits of like the thumbnail or such. But yeah. Now, Affected the Manor is a horror walking simulator. It is a really decent walking simulator, don't get me wrong. It's because, well, it's short. I mean, there are better walking simulators out there. I'm trying to think. I like the game. I always like putting that on if ever I just want to like chill out and just chat to people, because all I really need to do is walk forwards and then just enjoy as the house itself either tries to jump scare you or spook you or make you creep out, because it's got little girls giggling on the coming out of nowhere, and it is a good psychological horror. Is it horror? I think that's it. I wouldn't say actually horror, because there wasn't too much horror aspects in there, but it was certainly really can affect you psychologically when you're walking this, and then you start seeing like things floating around, and then start jump scaring you by slamming beds against the walls. Oh, I always wondered, why do people get scared when they see objects floating around like that? And I say, oh, that's actually kind of relaxing. And the ghost tidying up the room for you. I thought, yeah, I'd love it if we had a ghost here that would tidy up her room for us like that. So sheet bed over there, all things all flying all over, and then everything all nice and neat into the corner. Yep, perfect. Yeah, despite the fact that we do have like the odd chair stuck on the ceiling, but I mean the ceiling's a good way to use that extra dimension of storage. So instead of having everything on the floor, you at least got some stuff on the ceiling as well to help nice and tidy some stuff up. But yeah. But after Thursday, which was a decent chill out session, we had a good chill out session on Friday with Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, I did want to have a little play around with Five Nights at Freddy's ever since I saw the trailer for the new Five Nights at Freddy's video game, because I think that looks actually kind of awesome. The original Five Nights at Freddy's was like a series of little games that one person created, and I know there's another guy called Matt Pat who does game theories on YouTube, and he just basically made a whole slew of stories for Five Nights at Freddy's. Say, oh well, this happened and that happened. You got these ghost kids, and say no. The original creator said, no, nothing like that ever happened. I just did it because I thought it was fun, and let someone else design, let someone else create this entire fan base of this, of all these stories that has happened. And yeah, it is really quite an interesting, gameplay. Now, Help Wanted is a VR title of Five Nights at Freddy's, which basically has all of the previous Five Nights at Freddy's games in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one where this doll keeps on wandering down a corridor. Another one which is vent maintenance, and the other one which was the repair workshop. I kind of like the repair workshop. I mean, these are really super creepy. You're sitting there and you see like this massive, giant teddy bear with teeth right in front of you. And you certainly do get like that creepiness fact, because it's not one of these fluffy types of teddy bears. It is one with like big glowing eyes, giant teeth, and very fast movements that mechanics can only mimic. So he says like something like, okay, press these buttons to go inside his mouth. And you're like looking at the mouth, and you see like these giant teeth or jaws or doom, and you're thinking, you seriously want to go in there? And then you like reach up, and then you click the buttons, and all of a sudden it like slams open. It's sort of like a mini jump scare, and it like slams open and say, yep, right, next area. Okay, now reach into his mouth. What, that thing that just like opens and closes, like opens and closes like just and so, I do not want to go in there. Yeah, reach into the mouth and just press the blinky button. Okay, click. I still have my hand. Yes. What's next? Yeah, it is really quite tense and edgy as you go for that. And I say that was the repair shop is kind of one of my favourites, because to actually do that you have to listen very carefully to what he says. For example, one of the first things is say, okay, you need to remove Freddie's right eye and then the left eye. So remove the right eye first and place it in your left pedestal. So you're up there, you're looking at it, and you go to grab the right eye. Actually, it's reverse, it's the left way around. You go to grab your eye, and he said, wait a minute. No, he said Freddie's eye, Freddie's left eye. Well, it was left eye, not right eye. So grab Freddie's left eye. So if it's Freddie's left eye, that'll make it my right, because he's actually facing me. So I go and grab the right one, and then I'm about to put it into the pedestal next to me, like I see on the left, and then I remember, he said the left pedestal, not the right. I'm getting a feel. So, and then I realise, look over to my other shoulder and see, oh, there's another pedestal down there. Plunk it in there. You've got to make sure. The other one in there, which I quite like, was the vent repair, which is you go down like this vent and you'll get like a series of puzzles, and they're kind of timed, and if you don't do the puzzles right, then you get jump scared to death with that little thing like running around, and that was also quite cool. And yeah, I mean, I did quite enjoy the puzzles on those, although it was kind of simple. Some of the puzzles were kind of simple, but the fact is that you're panicking whilst doing these simple puzzles, because there are people around there in the dark trying to kill you. So it sort of makes that level of tension makes it 100 times more worse than any difficult game that you can ever play. just like being on edge. So, let's just say like the first one, you got like all these lights up in front of you, and you see cables coming down. So one green light comes, lights up, and the cable goes down onto the floor into a swings around and then goes into a button, and you've got to press the right button associated to that box. Then like the next one that you see, the lights are all like, it's exactly the same puzzle, but it's completely dark. There's flashing lights, and you can like see like the monsters like peering down over the top, trying to say, "I can see you. I'm gonna kill you." And at the same time, you get epileptic fit from like the flashing lights and sparks and everything going on around, and you feel, press that button. No, wrong button. No, it's that one. No, no. But yeah. It was such a shame that the Five Nights at Freddy's got cut off very early, simply because the game crashed. The game crashed on me. Now here's where doing the OBS software, doing it the professional way, works, because if a game crashes on you and you're using the OBS system, you can still carry on. But as I was doing it through the general chill out sessions, when the gas crashed, this stream ended. So sorry about that for anyone that was on there. But yeah, that was the week so far. Yes, again, sorry, no Minecraft videos at the moment. I've currently been working on other things during the weekend, mostly playing my Star Citizen game really. But in the future, I do want to try and see if I can get this mining with the missus going on, so that when we start up, get up earlier in the morning, and then we start playing Minecraft together, her on her laptop, me on the PlayStation, and then we just like move in and just start building up the castle, because the castle is coming along, but I still need a lot of work to do, and I need to get a fair amount of new materials, which is normally like a day-long thing for like 5-10 hours, but we haven't really been able to do that for the past couple of weeks. So again, apologise for that. Hopefully we will be able to get that up again soon, because I know there's some people that are out there that are asking for that. Lastly, comments from the customers or YouTuber comments. Now we have one particular set of comments, and I am going to need to go and get them, so I'll be right back. Okay, question came up now courtesy of my beard. Yes, as I said once before, my beard has actually grown sentience, gone out into the world, created his own YouTube channel himself, so he can comment on my system and ask me questions. Questions such as, do you ever propose to do a Roblox video? Roblox, that's... At one point, I used to watch other YouTubers doing some Roblox, because I saw there was like this one particular YouTuber that did like these destruction videos, and he had like this little town or little city and people of the cities, and he would just rain death and destruction from all these sort of contraptions that people would create in Roblox, and it was kind of fun and funny to watch. And also there was another section where they had these indestructible fortresses tests, where people will create this fortress and they got like a set of rules such as like no snakes or no god mode cheats or anything like that, or no flying, and can you see if any of your people, whatever you use, as long as it abides by their rules, can get inside the fortress compound and destroy some of the stuff in there. So he would like do all these challenges, and I quite enjoyed watching them. But I don't think there was anything that I have never ever played Roblox myself, ever. And I wouldn't even know where to begin. I mean, I might be something in the future that I'll look into, but I think there was something that was popular in the past, and therefore it might remain in the past. I'm not too sure if it will come back again, if it's a thing, because as I said, the last video I watched from that was like over a year or so ago. But I mean, if it ever comes back into popularity, I may give it another look. But at the moment, I don't think I will be looking into that just yet. Secondly, will you ever play Dark Souls online? Or streaming, or watching us? I have already played Dark Souls. I am sure that I know that I've gotten a couple of Dark Souls games out there. Although the style of Dark Souls isn't really much to my liking, I did give it a try. I mean, I think I gave Bloodborne a try at one point, as well as the original first Dark Souls. It took me about 2 months before I could even get up to the first boss. I'm sure I did do a little bit, I think I did a bit of streaming on that. I'm not sure if I streamed it or not. But yeah, I kind of suck at Dark Souls. I spent I saw loads of people talking about it, showing this is like the hardest game ever. The thing that I didn't like about Dark Souls is it was hard to progress, such as you go around, you collect souls, and then you use those souls to increase your character when you finish up to a certain point. However, if you die, then you lose all the souls that you collected, and you have to try and get back up to there using exactly the same amount of equipment that you had previously. It wasn't such as like, okay, you go so far and then you can upgrade your character after you die, so that you come back more powerful. No, you start off weak, you go out weak, you get killed, and then you try again, and try and try and try again. And if you get to a certain level of success, like manage to get enough souls, then you can upgrade your character. Yeah, so it wasn't one of my favourite games because, as I said, I suck at it. I suck big time. And the games that I'm more or less used to that I really do enjoy a lot were more or less the RPG games with magic base, with magic, archery, sword fighting. You know, like take Skyrim for instance. I mean, you can basically hide in the shadows and throw fireballs, or you can bring down massive hellfire and turn the entire area into a sea of flames, or even shout your opponents off the cliff. I like feeling like gods and destroying all those puny mortals in front of me, because when I play games, it is for a power fantasy and an escapism from reality. And I want my fantasy escapism reality is not to be beaten down like I'm a masochist on a weekend of vacation. For masochism. But yeah. If I ever get enough time and I can actually get good at it, I might do a little bit of a live stream. But as I say, I try to keep 2D or flat screen streams down to a minimum, considering that we mostly focus on VR. So if there's a Dark Souls VR, that would be something. Dark Souls in PlayStation VR, PSVR 2.0, that would be, wow, yeah, definitely. If Dark Souls comes onto VR, I will be on it. As long as it's like on the VR headset I have actually got. And last question, what do you plan to do? I'm not actually looking at anything right now. I'm actually seeing it in my head because I just saw it out there. I'm just trying to read the question from what I just saw. What are your futures for PlayStation 5, if I get it? Now, I have been wanting to get the PlayStation 5 For a long time, and I do mean a long time, several years back, when I realised, I even said so on this channel a couple of years back, the PlayStation 5 is going to be a thing. It's going to be, these are the specs that it's going to have, because I was like looking up for like, I was looking at the blueprints of it, I was looking at design, art form for it, I was hearing leaks and all sorts of information about the PlayStation 5, and I came up with the decision that I am now going to go on a hardware freeze until I get that PlayStation 5. So save up all my money, because I know the PlayStation 5 is going to be expensive, so I saved up for 2 years, and then the PlayStation finally got announced and released. Sorry, finally got released, but I haven't been able to get it yet because they're not being sold in the shops. I mean, I've been on the game store over and over and over again. Every single day I'm on like the game store, sorry, out of stock. Play without limits. But yet we don't have any games, we don't have any consoles that you can buy to play on. So yeah, there is limits in Play Without Limits, and the limits is the amount of stock they have and the fact that they don't have any stock. Ever. Yet. Currys is doing this little thing where you go into a raffle, so I've added myself onto that. Thanks you for letting me know about that. I will, I have put my name down for that. I'm sure, yeah, GT had told me there was something that I could try my hand at, but unfortunately by the time I finished watching his stream I've forgotten what he actually said. I wish I could have noted it down. But yeah, once I do finally get my hands on the fabled PlayStation 5, you will start seeing me playing games like No Man's Sky in VR. But I have just been told that No Man's Sky VR doesn't work on the PlayStation 5. Damn it! So I'll probably just be playing that on flat screen then. But yeah, you will be seeing a lot of PSVR games and titles on the PlayStation 5 until we get the PlayStation VR 2.0, or the next variation of 2.0. In which case there will be another year before I actually get it after release, because they will be sold out, because no one knows what the smack they're doing when it comes to actually reselling these items. But yeah, so the way that I think that they should be reselling these items was totally messed up. Sorry, that was a really big gripe that I've got with the resale of the PlayStation 5. The way, I don't know if this is wrong. Tell me if I'm right or wrong on this, or if it's illegal to actually do this. But if I was in charge and was buying, if I was in charge of like selling the PlayStation, I would have a system set up so that if anyone bought a PlayStation and wanted a PlayStation, they would put down money, effectively buying up a PlayStation ticket. That'll be like number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get pretty much pull down a number, and that number is where you are in the queue, and you buy that ticket for like the price of the PlayStation, of what it is. So when your number comes up, you will then get that PlayStation. But I mean, behind the number, it will be like your address details, so that they would actually then ship that PlayStation to you. So you're a number 2,876 in the queue. We're currently servicing number 148. So when it gets to your number, they will then ship you that PlayStation. Now, the thing about this, the reason I think this is a good way of doing this, is because let's just say you're a spammer. Or what these scammers or scalpers or whatever they're called. You're scalpers, you want to get your hand on as many of these PlayStations as possible so you can sell them for up price. You do not have an infinite amount of money in your pockets, do you? No, you don't. You don't have that infinite amount of money in your pockets. But what you will do is you will spend your entire bank balance ordering up as many of those tickets as you can. So you got like 1 million of those tickets. Each one of those tickets costs you about £500. So that's 1 million times £500. And no, I'm not going to do that. So that's I would say 500 million, but I'm not sure if that's right. But yeah, but you know what I mean. Scalpers would empty their own bank balances getting all these early tickets. And yes, so the first amount of tickets will be in the range of the millions before a person actually gets it. However, a person who's put a standard person, a normal person that's purchased their ticket, they can see, I've got a ticket. Yes, it may be off in the future. It may be 1 week, 1 month, half a year, but I know I have got a place, and they will keep that ticket. They will not buy from the scalpers because they know they have a ticket. They've got their place for £500. Yes, I can pay £2 more and get it now from a scalper, but why pay £2 when I know I've got a ticket and mine will be coming at such and such a time? And because of this, all the tickets that got bought up by the scalpers will then start realizing that they can't sell their systems. And if they can't sell their systems, then they'll just go in for refunds. They'll just refund their tickets. And then all those tickets that gets refunded gets counted up. And therefore the the one person that says that I'm holding on to my ticket because yes, will soon start realizing he's more closer to the front of the queue than he actually originally thought he would be. So when it was like at 100,000, he'll realize the ticket has now jumped to 2,873,000, and he's number not too far further forward from that because all the scalpers, they would have wasted all their money on buying stock that they can't sell. But yeah, anyway, I'm not too sure if that's legal, if they can actually sell something. I mean, it's something I like to call made to order. So you can see that you have sold 700 million tickets. So you sold 700 million tickets. That money's coming in, and it just means that the factories just have to work for as long as they need to work to make up those orders. And yeah, those tickets are a promise that you will get that PlayStation. So you hold on to that, and the factories will just work and work and work to make those. It's not like that time. It's not like there's a time limit on these, so you have to get it by a certain amount of time. It's just a promise that you are in that queue. I don't know if that's illegal or not, if companies can do that or not, or maybe I've got a screw loose in my head and I'm actually being totally insane by thinking this. I don't know. But that's the way I sort of think about it. And it kind of sounds like Curry's is currently trying to do the same thing at the moment, but we'll see. Anyway, I think I've gabbled on long enough for this video. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've done in creating this. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It is our goal to try and see if we can get to 1,000 subscribers eventually, as well as 1,000 videos. So we'll be trying and get as many videos as possible created. We are on the road to 1,000, mate. We want 1,000 subs and 1,000 videos. So help us out here. Help our brothers out. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys out there.